Back on the nation at 5 with news coming in from Uttar Pradesh, where politics has erupted once again over madrasas. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi has accused the BJP of defaming madrasas. Now remember, in Assam already, the Assam government ordered a crackdown on terror-linked madrasas and raised 3 of them. A Congress delegation led by MP Abdul Khalik met the Minority Commission over the matter. Abdul Khalik also hit out at Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, saying that he is playing politics of hate by demolishing madrasas. Now in Uttar Pradesh, the government has also ordered a survey to identify illegal madrasas and also to try and regulate all the madrasas and try and get an account of who they are. CNN News 18 has actually accessed details of a questionnaire that seeks the details of source of funding, all known affiliations of the madrasas administrators, who is running them, their date of incorporation, and all the other details that very clearly says that there cannot be any alji-baji in their functioning. Now, let's listen in to what Asaduddin Owaisi had to say.
असदुद्दीन ओवैसी और जितने गयूर मुसलमान इस भारत के, वो किसी से नहीं डरते सिवाय अल्लाह के। हमको फिक्र इस बात की है कि आप हमारी दुश्मनी में, हमारी नफरत में देश को किस राह पर लेकर जा रहे हैं। आज मेरी बारी है, कल किसी की और बारी होगी, यही हमको फिक्र है। आप मदरसों को बदनाम भाजपा इसलिए करती है क्योंकि भाजपा जानती है कि आजादी की लड़ाई में कोई आरएसएस वाला नहीं था। हमको फिक्र इस बात की है कि देश को किस राह पर लेकर जा रहे हैं आप। कि वो मदरसे जो गवर्नमेंट से पैसे नहीं देते और ओवरग्राउंड है, आप सबका सर्वे कराइए, हमको इतराज नहीं। और राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट भी आर्टिकल 30 की वजह से माइनॉरिटी स्कूल्स और मदरसे पे अप्लाई नहीं होता मैडम। ये आर्टिकल 30 का भी वायलेशन है। आप सर्वे करके उसको इस्तेमाल करेंगे, इंटरफियर करेंगे मदरसों में।
Pranshu Mishra now joins us live. Pranshu, what are the questions that are being asked in that questionnaire? And is the UP government willing to respond to Asaduddin Owaisi, or are they just going to go about and conduct this survey anyways?
Well, UP government is clearly firm in its resolve to go ahead and do this entire survey. And one thing has been made very clear off record, that this survey is not just pertaining to 1,500 odd madrasas which are registered under or recognized by the Madrasa board, but it is basically an exercise to reach out to all those madrasas which are operating outside the ambit of the Madrasa board, and that number is in several thousands. Now, out of this 11-point questionnaire, the 2 points on which there is the maximum objection coming in from the minority communities, from the Muslim Personal Law Board, Jamiat Ulama Hind, is about 2 points. Question number 9 and question number 11, which asks specifically to disclose, the source of funding, and the second point, to disclose your affiliation to which particular, religious body or private institute you are affiliated to it. Now, these 2 points clearly mean that government will, for the first time, is trying to get a knowledge about what, which people or which organization, Indian organizations or overseas organizations are funding several thousand madrasas which are running in private capacities. Muslim side, of course, says that, it is an attempt to infringe on a right to run the minority institutes, minority educational institutes. But out of those 11 points, many of those questions relate to the logistic issues: how many students, what sort of infrastructure you have, how many teachers. Those points are, acceptable to the community leaders.
Let's read out the 12 points. I have about 5 or 6 in this printout, but here I've got it on my screen. I'm just reading it. It says मदरसे का नाम, मदरसे का संचालन करने वाली संस्था का नाम, स्थापना वर्ष, मदरसे की अवस्थिति का संपूर्ण विवरण, निजी अथवा किराए का भवन, what is the nature of the place occupancy, क्या मदरसे का भवन छात्र छात्राओं हेतु उपयुक्त है, सुरक्षित भवन, पेय जल, फर्नीचर, विद्युत. So in terms of infrastructure, what is the kind of infrastructure that you are providing? मदरसे से अध्ययनरत छात्र छात्राओं की कुल संख्या, so the alumnus, how many students have graduated so far, passed out, where they are, what are they doing, do you have an account? मदरसे से कुल शिक्षकों की संख्या और मदरसे में लागू पाठ्यक्रम. So these are all basic questions which are asked of a lot of schools also in terms of educational institutions, if you want to keep a record of who's doing what. Then comes the question number 9, मदरसे की आय स्रोत. You said this is being disputed and people are not liking it. क्या इन मदरसों में पढ़ रहे छात्र किसी अन्य विद्यालय में नामांकित हैं? Then क्या किसी गैर सरकारी समूह संस्था से मदरसे की संबद्धता है? यदि हाँ तो विवरण. And the last one is Anyukti. So, Abhyukti. So, point is, you're saying 9 and 11 are contentious because you have to disclose your source of income And three, and two, your affiliation. Who are you affiliated to? Which private body if it is not a government-run madrasa? Pranshu.
Yes, that's right. And these are these two issues. The information about these two issues can actually lead to many future developments. The idea or the fear among the community is that if the government comes to know that who are the people who are funding the madrasa or which are the organization, then tomorrow, they could come under the radar, say for income tax violation, for disclosing their source of earning and how they are, funding this organization. And the last point is that which are these organizations. So tomorrow, there could be more details coming out that whether the institution which has given the affiliation, what is the nature of that institution, what ideology it is pursuing to. So I think this is the reason why many people in the community are basically concerned about these two particular questions.
Well, we've just got an input on another the big party, former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Mayawati, responding to this, and she has tweeted. It's a two-part tweet. I'm going to read this out. मुस्लिम समाज के शोषित, उपेक्षित व दंगा पीड़ित होने आदि की शिकायत कांग्रेस के जमाने में आम रही है, फिर भी बीजेपी द्वारा तुष्टीकरण के नाम पर संकीर्ण राजनीति करके सत्ता में आ जाने के बाद अब इनके दमन व आतंकित करने की मुस्लिम टीजिंग का खेल अनवरत जारी है, जो अति दुखद व निंदनीय है. She goes on to say, इसी क्रम में यूपी में मदरसों पर भाजपा सरकार की टेढ़ी नजर है. मदरसा सर्वे के नाम पर कौम के चंदे पर चलने वाले निजी मदरसों में भी हस्तक्षेप का प्रयास अनुचित, जबकि सरकारी अनुदान से चलने वाले मदरसों और सरकारी स्कूलों की बदतर हालात को सुधारने पर सरकार का ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहिए. So saying, rather than asking the private madrasas what's your source of income and who is backing you, sort out and improve the condition of the madrasas that are being run by the state. So that's what she's turning around and saying. And why are you deliberately trying to poke your nose into the affairs of the Muslim community about how they run their educational institutions, Pranshu? What's the government's response, UP government's response to this?
Well, Anand, see, out of the 16,500 madrasas, of which we say that, you have the accountable details, out of them only 500 are funded by the state government in terms of infrastructure grants, in terms of grants for the teachers' salaries. All other madrasas, even out of those 16,500, are funded by private donors, by institutions, by charitable trusts operating within the Muslim Islamic community. So that's the concern. Now, Mayawati, of course, as you rightly said, is the first major opposition leader to come out and question this issue. Congress, Samajwadi Party left. No one has responded to it. Mayawati, of course, responding for the first time. So the idea is very clear that thousands and thousands of madrasas which are running across Uttar Pradesh, this survey wants them to make more accountable and clearly wants to ascertain primarily source of funding and their affiliations.
Thank you for your